The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, real life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Is your host.
All right, good day to you, beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show, brought to you by the new Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people who and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Everybody put on so study. Now, you can find that book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Also available in ebook, and you can get it in French in ebook and also audiobook. Man, oh man, why not begin your studying folks who are uber wealthy who might look like you? Man, I want to welcome you guys to the Money and Power Show. We're going to have an absolutely wonderful day as we are going to welcome you this morning to Wall Street. That's right. The Money and Power Show goes live 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each and every day, Monday through Friday. So join in with us. Bring your financial literacy questions, education questions. This is the financial education station up in here. While you guys are connecting and joining, man, good morning, good day to you. Go ahead and hit that like button, that share button if you can. We're broadcasting across Facebook Live, YouTube Live, also Instagram Live, and we got a wonderful, wonderful show lined up for you here today. And we have a special guest, my good friend, my new friend from Black Space, who will be joining us here today to provide her take on some of the topics that we'll be covering here this morning. And there's some topics to cover this morning as the whole world is falling. The sky is falling. Hey, today's episode being brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric Marketplace, specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. Man, go ahead and check out the website, www.theblackbazaar.com. That's right, www.theblackbazaar.com, to find you some cool gifts and stuff for the house, for yourself, and particularly in the personal care section, guys. Man, you come on over here to the personal care section, you're going to see some cool stuff that's going to be able to help you. Got deodorants and soaps, but I want to bring your attention to the black seed oil as we are dealing with this outbreak. You want to make sure you protect yourself, and actually some black seed oil is going to actually help you do the trick. You can find that in the oil section here, and right here you have your somewhere here you have your black seed oil right there. Boom. Right, the black seed oil right there. You get it 1 ounce for $10. It's going to help you. Got white sage and all that stuff as well. Man, check out ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric Marketplace, specializing in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. We want you to remember this beautiful PayPal, that once you shop black, you never go back. That's right, man. Once you shop black, you never go back. Our sponsor this morning, man, is coming to you from Big Sis Media. That's right, Big Sis Media is the creative design agency that actually helps you with your design and your creative and digital needs. They want to assist you as a customer with your design. They updated their website. Big Sis done update. Look at this. Okay, Big Sis, I see you. Big things popping. All that good stuff. They're here to watch over your most creative needs like a Big Sis would. Check out the website, www.bigsismediagroup.com, www.bigsismediagroup.com, to get the help that you need, your websites, your flyers, or your trailers, your video content, all that good stuff, man. Check out Big Sis Media Group at bigsismediagroup.com. Good morning, man. See who has joined us here this morning, and which is just Jennifer Allman. Thanks so much for joining. I know it's going to be a lovely day every time I wake up in something like that. Anyway, it's going to be a lovely day today. Thanks so much for joining us. Anybody else that's connecting with us here on Facebook, on YouTube, go ahead and say hello. Good morning to you. And I want to welcome you. That's right. I want to welcome you to Wall Street, man. I want to welcome you to Wall Street. Now, here's some things we're going to be covering here today on our show. In case you guys don't know, man, there has been a ban in the land from morning 45. Mr. Cutting the color, Mr. Orange himself has been a ban in the land of taking place starting on Friday. We got a travel ban coming from Europe. We'll talk about that. NBA suspends their season. There was a confirmed, confirmed player that contracted this coronavirus. And NBA suspends this season. We'll talk about here this morning. We'll talk about the impact of this stuff as well. Good morning to you, Mr. Loke Slick. Saucy is up in the house from YouTube. Good morning, Miss Selena Spooney. Thanks so much for joining, man. Good morning to you, man. Charleston, South Carolina. Let us know where you're connected from, by the way. What city, what state, quite possibly what country. We know we are. Global production here. We're broadcasting from ERGJ Studios in Decatur, Georgia. That's right, Decatur. Where's greater? That's where we broadcast from. Love to know where you're connected from so we can kind of have an idea just how far our reach is, how far we may be reaching in our little platform where we're just providing some financial education for the masses. Those that want to learn, to understand that financial education is a personal decision. Hey, we got a lot to cover, so I want to bring in our guest, man. I got a special guest with us. Was able to connect with this beautiful sister via our group, the Black Space. And in Black Space, we have some broadcasts. We talk about finance. Matter of fact, tonight we got a Black Space live production that's going to cover Forex. So if you're interested in learning more about Forex, getting in the know, make sure that you join Black Space on Facebook. It's a group called Black Space, and we'll be broadcasting live into there. ERGJ Productions will be provided. We'll be facilitating our discussion, our introduction into Forex, which is another investment opportunity, another investment vehicle that you could be using in order to build wealth for yourself. Everybody putting down, so build wealth for myself. That's right. Build wealth for yourself first, and then for the family, then for the rest of whoever you want to build from. But let me introduce to you my sister from another Mrs. Monique. Arrington's up in the house, man. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well.
Oh, good. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Money and Power Show. Welcome to Wall Street, Miss Monique. There's some people who have never, ever met you before, don't know who the heck you are. If you could, share with the people a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Well, I'm Monique Arrington. I'm prior service military, Army, and I live in Connecticut. I shoot photography, and I'm an author, fiction author, and I am here because of my interest in investments and I invest in cryptocurrency and the stock market.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks so much for joining me. You recently actually, joined or became a member of the Black Billionaires Club, by the way. So welcome everybody that's part of BBC. Go ahead and put a console hashtag BBC. We got a new member, and she's got a lot going on, a lot to add. You were on our CBD presentation. You brought some valuable information. So very, very valuable asset. And this is the thing, guys. You want to be an asset. Wherever you go, you want to be an asset. Now, how you going to be it? Not an ass, but an asset. See, some people are asses, other people are assets. You got to decide who you're going to be. Be an asset, man. Be an asset wherever you go. But yeah, thanks so much for joining. I know you're brand new, so I can't really ask for your opinion quite yet on our group, but we got wonderful things going. But you did get a chance to join us on our CBD presentation. What's your take on your first interaction with some of the brothers and sisters in the BBC?
It was good. Went very smoothly. Everybody worked well and communicated well together, and everyone had good input.
Absolutely, man. Thanks so much, man. Miss Jennifer, Akron, Ohio is up in the house. Selena Spooney, Jennifer from Atlanta. Thanks so much for joining. That's right. Build wealth for yourself, man. What's going on, Miss Phyllis George? Build wealth for yourself. Thanks so much, man. Grand rising to you, Mr. Brian Scott. Brother Scott is up in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining. Good morning to you, Miss Vivian Reed. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining. BBC is representing this morning. That's right. BBC is representing the Black Billionaires Club. Is representing here this morning. Thanks so much, man. I want to welcome you guys to Wall Street, man. We're going to get right into this thing, man, because there's so much it seems like to cover. So much happens in such a short amount of time. We're going to hop right on over to CNN, and we'll start here by taking a look at some news that you can use. Oh, no, we're not. We're not doing that first. No, we're not. We're not doing that first. we have to pay homage to the ancestors. That's right. We got to pay homage to the ancestors with our inventor of the day. All right, so Dr. George Franklin, our inventor of the day. This comes from the book African American Inventions That Changed the World. African American Inventions That Changed the World. Dr. George Franklin Grant And this is an invention. This comes from a book written by Mr. Michael Carson. In 1899, Dr. George Franklin Grant invented the world's first golf tee. He also invented a medical device called the oblate pallet. Okay, so when you go golfing, guys, the first golf tee was invented by a brother by the name of Dr. George Franklin Grant. Man, isn't that interesting? I didn't know that. That's new for me. See, I told y'all you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. That's right. So Dr. George Franklin Grant, for your contributions to our society, the first golf tee in the oblate pallet here on the Money and Power Show, we put some respect on your name. That's right. We put some respect on your name. Welcome to Wall Street, guys. Let's hop right into this thing, man. We'll take a look here at some information here from CNN, guys, that we got popped up. We'll see what's going on, and we're going to talk about this thing here today. Of course, again, Miss Monique, she has an interest in stocks. She is an investor in cryptocurrency, so she'll have hopefully she'll have some take here on some coverage that we'll be covering here today. Hit the like button, and share button if you care. The Financial Education Station. Hit the like button, the share button if you care. Again, financial education is a personal decision. You have to choose. You have to decide that you want to be a part of this conversation and utilize what you learn to make better decisions moving forward. News that you can use, guys. News that you can use. Let's see here. So it starts out with the Dow futures dropped more than 1,000 points, and there's some reasons for this, guys. As we mentioned, there's a ban that was announced yesterday from the President of the United States of America, President Donald Duck Trump, and so there's going to be a ban for transportation from Europe to the United States. That's going to start on Friday. Also, which I don't know if this has a bigger impact, but we'll talk about the impact of the NBA season being suspended. That's also something that took place. So there's huge fear in the market, huge sell-off in the market, and I would venture to say a huge opportunity. I'm going to share with you guys today a strategy that I think that you can employ to put yourself in position to win. That's right. You got to put yourself in position to win, because if you don't put yourself in position, nobody else will. So the Dow futures dropped more than 1,000 points. So we can expect a bad day. We can expect a bloody day in the market, right? There's blood in the streets. It's going to be a terrible day for the stock market today, okay? Just too much bad news for it to be a great day, okay? But that's okay. It's part of the process, okay? You got everybody putting out, so trust the process. It's part of the process. Now, Monique, before we dive into this, I want to bring you into the conversation, because I think that I don't really think that people really understand this concept. And the concept that I'm sharing is that if the market never presented you with an opportunity to buy for less, you never would enter the market, right? If you have, let's just say, if there's some company that you absolutely adore, you love, you like, this is my ace boom coon, this is my number one. If I do it, well, you already invested in stocks, right? So what's your number one stock, by the way? What's your number one, the king of your portfolio? What's the champion of your all-star team?
Oh no, I have I don't have an excessive amount invested, but I do watch certain ones that I haven't gone into yet. So like, for instance, Disney went down, and I was like,
so let's talk about Disney, right? So you now, why do you like Disney? I mean, why is it on your watch list? Why do you even like Disney? Why do you have it on your watch list? Why are you watching?
Disney's not going anywhere. People always go to Disney. You have adult fans, you have children fans. They have movies, television productions. It's, even though it dropped, this would be obviously a good opportunity to buy in, as much as you can.
Right. So you like Disney. You said, hey, man, people still going to go to Disney. I guess when the travel ban and people start traveling again, they'll be going back to Disney to entertain themselves, or from a child standpoint to an adult standpoint. There's some other things. What else do you know about Disney? We're going to take a look at Disney today, by the way. She done brought it up. I said I'm going to do it for her.
Disney's worldwide.
Disney's worldwide. Anything else? I'm there. Anybody else want to talk? Anything you know about Disney as why you could like Disney? Anything else? That's for people in the comments. Anything else for you, Miss Monique?
No.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna look at Disney today, just because I got a special guest on. We're gonna look at Disney today. We're gonna do a stock watch on Disney. All right. So let's just say, when you watched it, you said it went down. What was the price of Disney last time you looked?
I don't even know, but I know when I last looked this morning, it was at 100.
100, right? And would you say okay? All right, 100. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right. So I want to wait on that because so that when we look at it, we can have a better conversation about it. So Disney, I got to keep that in mind. Keep me honest, guys. Disney tonight. All right. To Disney today. All right. So we're gonna take a look at this. You reading the comments? What you got going on?
Yeah, my camera's kind of blocking the comments. I can move it over.
Okay, no problem. No, you good. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna take a look at Disney today, guys. All right, so she said last time she looked at $100, she saw some value in Disney. That's why it's on her watch list, right? You want to add things to your watch list. Why? So you can watch them. That makes sense. I want to pay attention to stuff that I want to pay attention to, and we all got different stuff that we want to pay attention to. All right, so we're gonna look at Disney today. My special guest here. All right, so let's keep going, man. Some news that you can use. Hey, the CEO of Citibank said this is not a financial crisis. One thing I talked about last night, we must understand this, beautiful people, that we're not dealing with a situation where there's bad business that's taking place. The drop in the stock market or the drop in the market, the drop in the economy is not due to bad business. It's due right now to a natural disaster, unnatural or natural disaster, a plague, a disease, whatever you want to call it. Right, an act of God. They put these clauses into insurance policies that call it an act of God. So the businesses are still good businesses. It's not like they did something bad like they did in 2008 where they were, lending people money to be able to buy homes that they couldn't afford. That was bad business. It's not like it was what took place back in 2004, or I think it was 2004 or 2000, where we had the internet boom, where you had all these companies that weren't really bringing really relative value into the market, like an Enron, and it was inflated to high evaluations when it didn't bring that type of value to the marketplace. That's bad business. Those are situations where business didn't operate as business etiquette, and it caused the market to respond and have a negative impact in our market. This is something different. Would you agree? This is something totally different. This is something that we can't control. I don't know. That's impacting the market. So it has nothing to do with the business processes or the businesses themselves. So the businesses still represent great value to the community, to the society, to the globe, to the world. And they still operate and do good business. Our drop in the market or our drop in prices, the fire sale that's going on right now is not due to bad business. It's due to something outside of business, which is impacting business, right? It's not due to business. It's due to something that's impacting business. In this particular case, travel, this particular case, oil, this particular case, healthcare, right? So you got travel, healthcare, and oil. Those are three things that's going on right now. Right? Nobody wants to travel because no one wants to bring a virus from one place to another. Right? We know about third world countries and supposedly how sick they are, whatever. And then we have healthcare, right, which is actually going to have a positive impact and overall. That's going to be healing all of these people that got sick. So healthcare is a great place to be, right? And then you have oil, which is there's a big price war going for oil between Saudi Arabia and Russia, which is going to impact the United States because we actually, if you guys don't know, we actually produce a lot of our own oil now through the shale process that we kind of figured out some kind of way. So when people say that the United States isn't producers of anything, that's not true. We actually do produce oil. We just still rely on foreign, we can't just simply rely on domestic to supply everything that we need as far as our fuel is concerned, right? So let's see. The oil industry doesn't want to be bailed out by Trump. I thought that was an interesting article. I really wanted to read that, but that's kind of boring. That's something I like to read. I'm not going to read that for you guys. I'm not going to go into that. The day coronavirus became real for millions of Americans. We will look at this. Now, look at this. This title here is all about driving more fear into the market, driving prices down, making companies more affordable. But the only people that's going to take advantage of the affordability are the people who are wise with money. There's only people that's going to take advantage of this drop in prices. There's only people that's going to take advantage. Anybody ever been? Matter of fact, Monique, let me ask you this: you ever been somewhere where your favorite store, whatever that may be, wherever you shop, and they got these items, and like you feel like you're the only one that see these items that's of great value that's on sale. You're like, ain't nobody else buying this? Let me go get 2, 3, 4 of them while they're here. You seen everybody else walk by all this great value. Did you ever had that happen? Any store you went to that was like, you like nobody else see the value of this stuff that's on sale. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Everybody put that in the comments. So one man's junk is another man's treasure. Go ahead, Ms. Monique.
No, not really. I actually I saw something the other day, and there was some chicken on sale, so I bought some to put in the freezer. I don't know why it was inexpensive. It wasn't old or anything, so I don't know.
So do you like a good sale, Ms. Monique? You like to buy stuff that has great value, but it's not as expensive as it once was. It's
absolutely
right. You sound great. What's so chicken is one thing. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you bought that was of great value to you or to your household or whatever, and you felt like you got a great deal. It was on sale. I mean, and I'm not just talking about 50 cents off. I'm talking about you were like, I just went to the thrift store. I just went to I just went to the what is it called? Goodwill. I just went to my favorite store and I saw that it was buy one get one free. What's something that you purchased recently or you seen on sale? You was like, this is a great deal. I want you to understand that the same way that you shop for stuff is the same way you can shop for stocks. And we're gonna put that in shop for stocks. The same way that you shop for stuff is the same way you can shop for stocks. It's just changing out the commodity. It's changing out that which it is that you acquire. Would you agree? Let's see here, man. Disney, I'll catch up on these kind of big sis media's up in the house. Thanks so much for joining. Disney, ESPN owns a part of Disney. No, that's wrong. Disney owns ESPN. ESPN doesn't own Disney. Come on now. Due to fear. What's going on? Hey, big sis, what's going on? Mississippi is in the house. Thanks so much for joining. Catch up on the comments here. One man's junk, another man's treasure. That's right. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Absolutely. One man's junk, another man's treasure. Absolutely. Markdowns on dishes. You saw some dishes on sale. She said she found some dishes. Right? I love a good one. I love a good one. Cookware on sale. It's on sale. So we're looking at a market, guys, that is actually on sale. And I don't know about you, but I like a good deal. I love me a good deal, guys. I love me a good deal. So let's take a look at the market, guys. Then we'll hop into some of these articles that we'll get into Disney. Okay, I want to make sure I keep this thing moving. So the market was down 1,400 points yesterday. Terrible. Another 5% drop. Again, we know why. Nasdaq was down. SP was down. Basically, a 5% drop in the market yesterday. I'm not going to go into all that. We do that every day. Here's the big thing. Energy minerals is down now down 40% for the year. Transportation down 20% for the year. And I asked this question earlier this week. Which one of these two that are doing the worst right now do you think are going to have the biggest comeback? Which one do you think are going to have the biggest rebound? And I'll tell you that I've learned in my life that the thing that has the biggest drop typically has the biggest rebound. Okay? That which has the biggest drop typically has the biggest rebound. Our losers yesterday, Norwegian Cruise Lines, nothing exciting about that. We understand why that's happened. 26% drop for Norwegian Cruise Line. Why? Because nobody's going to be traveling. Boeing, down. Nobody's going to be traveling. Apache, an energy company, down. Why? Right? Oil prices, Occidental Petroleum Corporation, down. Why? Oil price. All these things are factored in. So the market actually reacts, right? The market reacts to newfound information, right? It's a reactionary market. But the way in which you and I make money is by being progressive in our thinking. Everybody put in the comments on progress. You want to be progressive in your thinking, forward thinking. What do you think is going to happen in the next 6 months? Right? Now, you might be wrong in your thought process, but it's still a matter of looking forward, looking ahead. Ms. Monique, as you look ahead, what's some things that you see? What are you looking forward to as it relates to the market? What do you think is going to happen 6 months from now, a year from now? Right?
Well, I know it's going to go back to normal, but basically when I'm right now, me looking, it's like, is it gonna drop more? Should I wait? So, and then it's like once it starts increasing again, I mean, obviously you can watch and see how it performs the previous day before it opens, because it's not open yet. The market's not open yet. But it's like, my thing is, I don't know when to jump back in.
We're gonna talk about that today, man. We got a great, and we actually it's actually gonna tell us if we actually interpret the news, it's going to tell us when to jump back in. We're going to cover that today. I'm glad you asked that question. Hey, I work in recycling and transfer. Mr. Saucy, processing plant. A lot of things that people throw in the garbage is usually new and barely used. I take a lot of those things and sell it. Last year, about $3,000. Man, he's a from trash to treasure type of guy. I like that, man. That's why they call you Slick Saucy. Up in here, man. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. All right, oil is down. We know it's down 8%. Gas was down. Gold was down 1%. So everything was down. Extreme fear in the market, you're down to a 1. Be greedy when others are fearful. Your portfolios, your 401k, your TSP, your IRAs, all down, all down, all down. The sky is falling. The sky is falling, but it won't fall forever. All right, let's keep going, guys. So here's I wanted to cover these things, 5 things you need to know as it relates to us hitting the market today. Coronavirus is obviously the big thing. Please, not another pop-up. Is the big thing. President Trump is suspending travel to and from Europe for the next 30 days. Everybody putting comments on 30 days. To and from Europe for the next 30 days. So, Miss Monique, right? How long should we be watching our portfolios, our watch list?
Oh, 30 days.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, right? So that's also, what does that tell us, guys? That tells us that we need to be on hold right now for the next 30 days. Right? Don't be anxious to buy. Be anxious to research. Be anxious to shop. This is a lot. We're gonna do window shopping for the next 30 days. We're gonna add some stuff to our watch list that we find of relative value so we can put ourselves in position to strike when the time is right. So he just gave us a window. Didn't the news just tell us how long we need to be holding this, Monique?
Yes, absolutely.
30 days. Absolutely. 30 days from Friday. So 30 days, that will be what? We'll just say that puts us into about 4/15. That puts us around tax time when the taxes are due, right? Isn't that April 15th?
Right.
And isn't it interesting how this is all lining up? So right when you get your taxes completed, some people already done them, and they're probably gonna put an extension on it as well. You may be getting those taxes back at that time that you got money to spend. What are we gonna do with it though? See, a lot of people, you know what they do? They do the stupid stuff with the taxes, right? Go get the car and all that stuff, right? But man, for the next 30 days, you could be researching, watching, adding to your watch list, keeping an eye on some of your favorite things that you've been interested in. And then you gotta, it's giving us a window on saying, hey, we kind of have an idea when the time is to strike. Now, it may not last 30 days. It may last 15 days, right? He's saying, hey, we're gonna put this ban on for the next 30 days, but they could up at any day and say, okay, the ban is over. And then what happens when that ban is, when they clear everything, they say the ban is over.
We watch if the market goes back up.
What do you think is the market gonna do?
It should increase.
It should increase, right? So we got a window here for 30 days. All right, it's telling us if we just read the news and interpret the news and don't be impacted by the news. All this other stuff. These restrictions don't apply to American citizens who have been screened or to travel to or from the UK. Airlines are scrambling to comply with the new rules. So airline stocks, what is going to happen over the next 30 days to airline stocks? Or the next 60 days, down, down, down for airline stocks. That's why yesterday we talked about Delta Airlines. I had actually put in a bid to buy Delta, and I canceled that bid after we did our show. I did not realize the show was going to be so valuable to myself. Right? So the State Department raised the worldwide travel advisory level 3. Oh, man, fear. Reconsider travel. It's an official warning against non-essential trips abroad. Don't travel if you don't have to. Okay? That's what they tell you. Other people say, hey, I'm going to travel anyway because I'm traveling for cheap. Some of y'all got them $40 tickets back to and from. But you stay in the States. They say don't travel abroad. You still travel within the States, I think. Right? The NBA suspends its season after a preliminary tested positive for coronavirus. So there's a Utah Jazz player, Rudy Gobert, who I believe is African-American, by the way. He got tested positive for the coronavirus. He's African-American with some French.
He's French. He's a French national.
Yeah, why am I saying African-American? Black, but French. Black, French, whatever. I don't know. African French, Afro-Richian. That mark is with the virus of concerts of the rest of the league, given the closed contract players and learners that haven't said. Now here's the question, guys. What if the NBA suspends the season, let's just say they suspend it for the next 30 days, and maybe they suspend it for the rest of the year. What are some companies or stocks that's connected to the NBA that makes a lot of money off the NBA? All these stadiums, all of these businesses within those stadiums that won't be making that money from people buying the beer, buying the food, buying the cotton candy, right? The owners of those NBA teams, what do they represent? Because they're going to have a drop as well. We got to start thinking broader than just what it says. Man, think about this. NBA, this is all these major cities, and the impact, the financial impact of those basketball games not happening, where you got tens of thousands of people in one space spending their money to entertain themselves, right? So what's the economic impact? Who's going to be impacted? This is huge. This is a negative impact for a lot of businesses. But as I said, right, when we find businesses that are negatively impacted, we can also find businesses that are positively impacted, i.e. healthcare. If you do not have your eye on healthcare, you are absolutely insane. If you do not have your eye on health insurance companies at this point in time, you are absolutely insane. It just means that you got stinking thinking. And that's what we're here to help you with. You got to get your thinking right? You know people getting sick. You know they got to get healthy. You know they got to use their insurance. Is that not true? You know people got to drink water. You know people got to eat food. These are things that not going to stop no matter how much of a virus there is. Unless we go back to Egyptian time where they turn the water into blood. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Is this not common sense, Monique?
It's common sense.
It just makes sense when we just think about it, right? Let's see what catch up on these comments, right?
Wait, so when they said that the NBA is suspended, does that mean the season's done, or does that mean they intend to restart again?
So that's what they got to talk about that. So they suspended it right now, but they still are having talks about, well, are we going to be able to restart the season at whatever point in time? Are we going to be able to finish some games? It's going to be a season that's cut short, right? Listen, the NBA does not want to miss out on that NBA final money. They don't want to miss out on that TV money. They're going to find a way to try to have these games, because again, it's not like they're not having the games because of something that happened with business or there's a strike or anything like that. They're going to have to renegotiate go through that whole long-term planning process to see if they can, reschedule with the stadiums, the games, and all that stuff, and all the other events that's going on. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy. But they ain't trying to miss out on their money. If they don't play the games, they don't make the money that they normally make. But I don't foresee them. I mean, when does the NBA Finals normally happen? Right in May, something like that, right? So we just had the All-Star game.
All-Star games in February.
So they know that's half the season. So probably in May is when we typically have the final. So if it's the next 30 days of a ban, then I would anticipate that we'll see a suspension for the next until the ban is lifted, because NBA have to travel to get to the games as well. So I would imagine that would make sense. I'm not quite sure. They're gonna have to talk. They're gonna figure that out. I'm glad they ain't got that kind. I'm glad they ain't got them kind of problem. I'm glad that ain't my job right now. You know what? You ever had a job where you had to do nothing until shit hit the fan, then you had to do everything? That would seem like whoever those people are in those positions, they ain't been doing nothing all year. They've been getting all them checks. Well, now they're gonna be in the show that they worth that money. Hey man, teacher said it's interesting because it's the perfect time for them to slow campaigning and find a coronavirus. It is, and I believe I already think they have a cure. I actually do. I think this is just like Mission Impossible. I think there's already a cure. They know what and how to strike it. It's a distraction. I have a solution saying that. Hey, it's down. It's horrible, but the increase it's going to be a big payday. Let me tell you something, guys. People get rich during a recession. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. How people get rich during a recession. Today we're talking about the suspension and things like that. Great question. But ask your questions, by the way. Ask your questions, absolutely, man. Starbucks. He said, man, Nike, right? What's vendors, merchandise, right? Broadcast companies, right? Broadcast companies, concession stands, restaurants, all these companies that are being impacted probably have the games and no audience and less technology ticks. No, they're not having the games. They said that first. They're going to have the games with no audience. But then last night, about 11:30, 45, they suspended all the games. So no more games until further notice, right? No more games until further notice. June 4th, 2021. So June 4th is the NBA Finals. We're gonna see the Lakers in the final. We're gonna see the Lakers, and we're gonna see the Clippers, and we're gonna see Boston. We're gonna see them playing some games. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so the NCAA is barring fan attendance to its March Madness tournament as a precaution. So the NCAA is saying, we're not gonna have fans in our games for the March Madness. So March Madness is coming up. It's right around the corner. We're probably here already. So no fans gonna be in attendance to March Madness. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually suspend March Madness. If the NBA gonna suspend this season, why wouldn't the NCAA suspend this season? You know why? Because too much money being made during March Madness.
The NBA didn't suspend until the player had the virus.
Right. So here's the question. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna have it on screen. So if this is the conundrum. If you were the president of the NCAA and you see a player just got tested positive for the coronavirus in the NBA, wouldn't the precautionary thing be like, hey, we need to suspend March Madness too?
Well, they did have, a lot of the schools are closing, so wouldn't that mean they would have to?
You would think, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if they really cared about lives, right? They would already have suspended it. But it's not just about lives; it's about revenue, right? It's about money. If they really cared about the lives of the children, the lives of those players, the lives of their coaches, if they really cared about life, period, they would have already said we suspended March Madness. We got a 30-day ban to travel. The NBA just had somebody that tested positive for coronavirus. Our students or our athletes, they have projections or hopes of getting to the NBA. If we really want to show that we care about people, we would suspend the March Madness. But it's too much money to be lost. I mean, how do you make that decision as a CEO? You know what I'm saying? As a CEO or president of NCAA, and you know how much money you make during March Madness as a corporation, as an organization, and now you have this deadly virus that's potentially impacting and it's impacting the world. How do you make that decision and say, unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to take this L. We're going to charge it to the game. We can't be that insensitive, right, to people who actually make sure that we continue to make money. I mean, what kind of impact would it have on alumni, people that make donations to these schools? I mean, this is getting complex. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
What would you do? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share what you would do. March Madness, you just found out someone got tested positive in NBA for coronavirus. You just see that there's a travel ban taking place. You see that the NBA, which a lot of your student athletes are hoping to get to, has suspended its season temporarily. You got March Madness, which is in the midst of this coronavirus outbreak. What would you do?
Probably.
Would you go ahead and play in an empty stadiums, or would you just go ahead and decide to suspend the March Madness? I want to get to the people in the comment, those that are watching us live. Go ahead, Ms. Monique. What's your thoughts?
I would probably continue to play and keep the players isolated, keep them together, but away from other people so they wouldn't catch it.
So you're saying quarantine the players,
yep,
and play the games.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, Monique, you ruthless, girl. Let's see what these people say, man. Here in the comments say, until someone is positive NCAA March Madness will continue. Okay. There's more money in college ball than NBA. Okay. It's hard to make that decision. See, some of the decisions you got to make as a president, as a CEO, as a person that's running a business. It's different when you just participating in the business. You go get paid anyway. But when you making them dollars and something like this finally happened, and you got to show that you are worth the money that they pay you, yikes. So he said, I would spend a little bit more money on sanitation and awareness of what's going on and keep that ball rolling. Okay. So the CEO, y'all saying keep the games going. Woo! Here's the deal.
Obviously, it would be discussed. If people were like, absolutely not, then I'm not going to force it. But if everybody, the players want to get their points and you know what I mean? They have things to keep up and scores and however it works. They want to play.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with the players.
Yeah, it has to do with money. But if it was going to affect the morale of the players who we rely on,
they don't care. You think they care about that?
I would care about that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, which one do you think is more valuable? I mean, not more valuable, more relevant, right? It's not, because it's not about the players. The players are going to play, or the players are not going to play. What do you tell? If you tell the players they can play, they're going to play. If you tell them they can't play, they're not going to play. What this is really, though, is the connection between the NCAA and the businesses,
right?
And TV,
right?
You know what I'm saying? This is that's where the decision comes in. They're not thinking about, well, do the players want to play? Your player safety. There's a little bit of concern for player safety from the coach's standpoint, from the schools, college school standpoint. They may decide, like, what about a college president? And their school's gonna go to the March Madness.
Right.
The college president step in and say, yeah, we're gonna forfeit, we're gonna forego, you know what I'm saying, our trip to March Madness because we have a greater concern for our students. If someone did that, I'd be sending my child to their school. Because that shows a president who cares about the life of my child. Think about it as a mother, right? Any parents out there, as a mother or father, your son or daughter is a star athlete on this basketball team. We got the coronavirus. Matter of fact, Monique, would you let your daughter or son play in March Madness?
It's just basically, I think, respectfully, at the level of the college, like you said, the president should be like, no, but the president should talk to them, because, like you said, the players will play or they won't play. But if they really want to play, why would I stand in their way? And then and if they agree to being isolated, but that means that money has to go into protecting them and making sure they're fed, making sure they have what they need in order for them to continue to play. I mean, if everybody's for it, I'm not going to I'm not going to stand in the way. But if it doesn't make sense, of course, let's nix it, send everybody home, dead it until everything's fine.
Man, Carvel Bailey, man, thanks so much for joining. This is my brother. He's actually a basketball referee and coach, I believe. Carvel, what's your take on this, man? Every school and attorney gets hefty bonuses when they make it. Yeah, they do. What are your thoughts on this, Carvel? I really got to bring Brother Ball up in here, man, because your take will be very interesting on this topic. So we have the colleges, right? We have the presidents or the colleges themselves, the universities, and the players that should have concern for the universities. The president also has to be, concerned about the money that will come in, the influx of cash that will come into the school to be able to continue to run the school. Then you have the NCAA, which is not really necessarily as concerned about the players, but they're concerned about the games that take place. We got March Madness, right? That's right here, right now, the next week or so. We have a coronavirus outbreak. We have a travel ban brought down by the president. We have the NBA suspending its season until further notice. We have an NBA player that tested positive for the coronavirus, which caused the NBA to suspend. Man, Carvel Bailey, what is I'm gonna keep reading your comments because you are all into this. You're a coach, you're a referee, you sending people to college. Like, what are you guys saying? My question to the audience. Would you allow your son and or daughter to play in March Madness? They're a star athlete or whatever. Would you, say, hey, you know what? They're going to protect my child. Would you let your child make that decision? Right? Like, this is serious talk. She said May Madness, right? It's big bucks. It's big. So is the money more important than the potential health of your child or of the children, of the students? This is this is not an easy decision. Yeah. Because here's the deal, Monique, even though they may quarantine them, they're still sending them to these stadiums because they have March Madness. I think it's going to be in Atlanta this year or next year or something like that. Maybe it's in Atlanta this year. I'm not quite sure. Where's March Madness at, by the way? Anybody know? What city are we having March Madness at this year? Somebody look that up for me. Right, so we didn't even get to talk about 8:45. I gotta look at Disney real quick. Okay, let's keep having this conversation. You want me to look at Disney real quick? You want me to come back to it? What you want me to do? Special guest.
What did you say?
You want me to look at Disney real quick? You want me to come back to it? You want to keep
Yeah,
having?
we can look at Disney.
Okay. She said, I want to look at Disney now. I want you to look at it. They don't bring me on this show and don't look at Disney now. Man, this is interesting stuff. So these are some of the decisions that people have to make, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson announced they tested positive for coronavirus in Australia and are seeking treatment. Tom Hanks, Mr. Wilson. Look at this. And Rita Wilson. And Spalding. Y'all remember Tom Wilson in what is it, Castaway? Yeah, he had a Spalding ball. He called Mr. Wilson. Or it may be a Wilson ball.
Wilson.
It was a Wilson ball.
Yeah.
Look at these connections. God, come on. You can't make this stuff up, by the way. You can't make this stuff up. So anyway, we talked about the coronavirus, being suspending travel, guys. We talked about the NBA suspending this season. We'll keep on talking. I mean, this is worth the conversation. Isn't this worth the conversation, guys? This is worth the conversation. But we do have a special guest. And because she has so valiantly joined us this morning, we'll do a stock watch this morning, which is going to be on Disney, man. Stock watch alert, Disney. We'll take a look here at Disney, see what we got going on. And I'll kind of look at this for you guys. So Walt Disney, right? Walt Disney Company is currently $105.55 per share. So if you want to own a whole share of Disney, you have to pay $105, basically $106.
It's already going up.
It's already going up. Okay. Now, of course, I've shown you guys a little bit about Cash App investing. So if you don't have $100, you want to get some of Disney, you can do that. I can show you how to buy fractional shares. But let's keep going. It's down 27% for the year. That's inconsequential because we know all stocks are down 20, something for the year. So here's our year-to-date drop. Disney at the beginning of the year is about $150 per share. It's down to $105. Do you think, in your mind, Miss Monique, that Disney is still worth $150 per share? I mean, what has really changed relative in value for Disney over the past 3 months? The
value of Disney hasn't changed, obviously, so it'll obviously go back up.
Okay, so let's not say that obviously go back up. Let's just say the value of Disney has not changed, right? Right? Price versus value. The price has changed, but the value has not, right? So everybody put in the comments, so our quote of the day from Mr. Warren Buffett himself: price is what you pay, value is what you get. So here's the question, Monique, as it relates to, let's not say it's obviously going to go up because we don't know that, but here's what we can say. Here's what I can ask you. Do you think, how do you feel about the price of Disney currently where it is versus the value of Disney? So you say, hey, it was at $150 per share before, and that was the value that Disney carried in the market. I don't think the value has changed at all, but I'm just getting it for a better price.
Right.
Now, $50 from $150, that represents a 30% discount, right?
Yes.
You got 3 50s into 150, 50, 100, and 150. So $50 off from $150 represents 30% discount. Miss Monique, at this point in time, I got to ask you, do you like Disney at 30% off?
Yeah.
I
could have got it when it was a flat 100.
Okay, but you like Disney at 30% off sound pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it looks like other people have noticed Disney too.
All right. So let's see. Wait a minute. I would not let my child in March Madness. This is an interesting conversation. I would not live in fear. It's in Atlanta. Okay, so it is in Atlanta. So Atlanta's going to be impacted, right? Atlanta's going to be impacted. Final Four is in Atlanta, April 2nd and the 5th. I think this is bigger than the NBA. They keep all the money because they don't pay the players. Oh, wow. Good take on that, Carvel. Right? March Madness in Atlanta this year. Okay, thanks so much. Price what you pay, value what you get, right? Price what you pay, value what you get. So you were looking at Disney, it was $150 share, now it's $100 share. You say value hasn't changed, but the price has. I'm quite possibly looking at a 30% discount on Disney. Something I've been looking at. Now, of course, you're gonna keep saying I want to get it for cheap, I want to give it cheaper, but hey, don't be that greedy, right? Don't be a pig. Don't be a pig.
You know what I'm saying? I saw it lower.
I know that's what I said. I said, don't be a pig. Here's a quote in the market that say pigs get slaughtered, right? Some people say, here's what some people will do. They'll say, man, okay, it's gonna go lower. Let me keep waiting. Let me go lower. No, here's what you can do. I talked to you about strategy. Here's what you do. Just get you a little bit. And then if it goes lower, get you a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You already like Disney. You already love it. It's your number one thing that came out of your mouth. You've wonderful, great company that you believe in. right? We'll keep talking about it. Let's keep going. All right. So she said, hey, it's already going up. So she noticed at some point in time it's $100 per share. Now it's $105 per share, right? I think that we still have some short-term temporary reduction, but this is where actually technical analysis comes into place where we actually start reading the chart. We're going to see over the next couple of days, right? And probably revisit on Monday, I would say, how much is travel ban going to affect Disney? It's going to affect the resorts. It's going to affect, probably people going to Disney World, but Disney owns much more than just resorts, right? So let's take a look here and see about Disney. So Disney is a $205 billion company. Everybody put it on 205B. It's a $205 billion company. Last year, their earnings were down 20%. This year, their earnings are down. Their earnings growth is down 7%. So they're not making it. Obviously, it's down because probably travel as well, right? Even though we haven't really factored in the travel impact on their numbers yet. These are numbers that's probably from February 12th or early February. So this is before the coronavirus and the earnings were down, right? Ooh, interesting. Earnings growth expected over the next 5 years, 7% or 8%. Revenue growth last year was up 6%. So they made more money last year, but they earned less money in previous years. We'll take a look at that when we look at the numbers. All right. So Disney right now, the analysts are saying, hey, the $105, Disney is on sale. Man, we project, man, if the analysts projected, hey, over the next year, Disney could be as high as $180, which represents a 70% growth from its current price, if it were to get to where we are high of what we analyze. But our median saying, hey, just all our analysts put together, we say, man, we come to about a median of $160 per share. That represents a 50% growth from where it currently is right now. Let's keep going. I can do this all day, people. I can do this all day.
my Robinhood app still has it for less than $100. Why do you think that happens?
It's right now when you look at your Robinhood app, less than 100.
It says 90. I don't know if you can see that. 98.
Really? Maybe they haven't updated since last night.
So if I buy it right now, I can get it for 98.
No, you can't. You can't buy it. You won't be able to buy it.
No, if I put it in for whatever it says, once the market opens, it locks it in.
Okay. I seriously doubt that. Here's how most apps.
That's how it's been.
Huh?
That's how whenever I buy when it's not open, it locks it at the price that I put in.
So how are you going to be able to buy something at night? Maybe that's aftermarket numbers. Let's take a look. Let me take a look. Good question. Maybe it's going down, right? This is called app. So this is the market. We're going to look at Yahoo. Come over to Yahoo Finance. And see, I got a lot of places I go, people. I'm not a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
I'm not a one-hit wonder, people. Let's take a look at we're going to take a look at Disney over here. So we're going to be able to see on Yahoo Finance, we can see after hours. See, right here, boom.
It just dropped again to 97.75.
There you go. See this? This is after hours. This is pre-market.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is what's happening pre-market. What you see on CNN is what happened how it closed at the close of business yesterday. What we're seeing here on Yahoo is pre-market activity. So it actually is under $100. So now we're representing maybe a 35%, sale.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Monique, you like Disney. Let's keep going on. Let's keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Let's keep going. They get good. See, y'all trying to stump me. All right, so here's the profile, guys. Take a look, man, what Disney actually does, man. We're gonna go a little bit longer than 9 o'clock if that's okay with you guys, because you know what I'm saying, we're gonna help a sister out today. So Walt Disney Company is diversified. Everybody put in diversified. International, that's important as well. Global, family, entertainment, and media enterprise. So they're not just one, they're not a one-hit wonder. In other words, Disney, when they say diversified, they have multiple streams of income. Okay? Disney has multiple streams of income. And if a $205 billion company has multiple streams of income, the question is, why not you, as valuable as you are, have multiple streams of income, right? Multiple streams in 2020, multiple streams is the thing. Even Disney, a multi-billion-dollar company, understands that they must have multiple streams. Everybody put it down on multiple streams. So I operate through 3 segments: media networks, parks, and experiences and products. So most people probably know about the parks. You might know a little bit about the media, but in direct consumer to consumer international. Wow, DTCI, that's interesting. So the media network is the cable broadcast, the television networks, television productions, the distribution operations, domestic television station, radio networks, and stations. The parks and experiences, products, and segments include the operation of Walt Disney Resorts in Florida, Disneyland in California, Aulani Resort and Spa in Hawaii, the Vacation Club, the Vacation Cruise Line, and the Inventions in Disney. So most people know about that and then know about the network, you know. Disney Studio Entertainment segment produces and acquires live action and animated motion pictures, direct to video content, musical recordings, and live stage plays. So you probably have been to the movie to see some Disney production. This segment distributes the films primarily under the Walt Disney Pictures, Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilms, and Touchstone banners. So whenever you see Touchstone, whenever you see Lucasfilm, whenever you see Marvel, whenever you see Pixar, whenever you see Walt Disney Pictures, that's all Disney. Everybody put in the comments, go, wow. Wow. Every time you go see Marvel movie, that's Disney making that money. Not Marvel making the money, Disney making the money. The DTCI segment licenses the company's trade names, characters, and visuals to literary property. So this is where I really want to help people out. DTCI basically just said that we license out our characters for people to use. This is great information for anybody that's in art. If you're a person that designs stuff, if Disney, who owns Mickey Mouse and all that stuff, if they license out their stuff for people to spend money to use, and why don't you license your stuff out so people can spend money with you to use your art, your designs, your characters that you've created, your comic books. If Disney is doing it, how you think they became a multi-billion-dollar company? Because they're willing to do things that most people aren't. They're not as like, oh, this is my Mickey Mouse, and no one else can use my Mickey Mouse or my Superman. You want to put it on your backpack? You'll pay for the licensing fee. Oh Lord, it's getting hot up in here, Monique. What's your thoughts on Disney as we looking at their profile? Anything stand out to you?
No, all the stuff you said is why I'm watching it.
All right, let's keep going, man. So they got game developers, all publishers, and all that segment also distributes and merchandise directly through retail online channels. Founded in 1923, headquartered in Burbank. Disney actually owns ABC. Disney owns ESPN. Those are things that Disney owns. Here's an interesting thing. Employees, they've actually increased their employees over the last 4 years. So they actually are doing more business and they need more people to help them do more business. Good sign for Disney as far as a company is concerned. We can actually take a look at right here. They have a link that you go straight to Disney. We'll look at that in just a second. We have, I'm going to look at their financials real quick. Got to go through that. Fundamentals. The fundamentals, the numbers are important. We don't have them updating in CNN. We'll go directly to the site. But anyway, we can take a look at their trends over the last 4 years. They've pretty much been increasing in sales. They sold more stuff last year than they did the year before. We take a look at their gross income. They grossed more last year than they did the year before. We take a look at their net income. They have netted more last year than they did the year before. All positive trends up until 2018 that we have here for Disney. Good sign. Employee growth, revenue growth, income growth over the past 4 years, all trending up. Here's what they own. Here's the assets versus liabilities. Assets is what they own. They outright own $98.6 billion worth of stuff. So they're a $205 billion company in value that owns $96 billion worth of stuff, and they only owe $44 billion worth of stuff. So we're talking about relative value of about $46 billion in common equity that's shared between the shareholders. What that simply means is that you can literally invest into a $205 billion company that has upward trending has an upward trend in employee growth as well as revenue growth. Although that trend might stop for 1 quarter, it might blip on the radar. That's why we're looking at it. And you can also share in a company that is above water of $48.8 billion, which means if they were to go out of business today, which is highly unlikely, a 100-year-old company, they will be able to pay off everything that they owe and walk away with some cash and pay you too. That's what that means, okay? All right. So we saw took a look at the forecast, guys. What the analysts are saying. They had 24 analysts. I like that number. 24 people, 24 professional analysts, quote unquote, looked at this and said, "Man, this is gonna be this gonna be pretty good over the years. Obviously, over the next year, next 12 months." We have them saying, "Hey, right now Disney is a buy." In their opinion, out of the 27 people that are 27 analysts that were polled. So you have all this information showing up here for Disney. We take a look at the Disney website. They go straight into the Disney company. Look at their stock right here. It's down to 105, which we know is down to 97 pre-market. Right? Still great value. We scroll down to the bottom of whatever. Yeah, down here at the bottom. Lord, you can barely see this stuff. Contact us. Or advertise with us. Where's their stock? Okay, view stock details. Oh, Lord. All right, investor relations. Here you go for investor relations. If you're an investor, this is where you want to be. Your investor relations, you take a look at their stock. They got it right up here. They got presentations that you can look at. Look at their annual meeting. You got their investor relations news that you can use, right? If you're an investor of Disney, you want to know what's going on. Earnings reports. Let you know about their earnings. They just had their first Q1 of 2020 just released. That's interesting to see. SEC filings. Right. What I don't see, direct deposit. Oh, I don't see. I'm looking for their maybe it's in earnings. I'm looking for their dividend. They do pay a dividend. I don't know where it's at though. Lord, I ain't been here. Investor relations. Sometimes you gotta find stuff. Annual report. Maybe it's in the annual report. Frequently asked questions. Maybe it's in the annual report. Oh, Lord. Whew, Lord. Ooh, I don't want to go through all that. I'll find it another way. Let me go to another way. All right, go to dividends.com. Oh, Lord. I thought I put it in dividend.com, right? I thought so. Oh, here at dividend.com, you can actually put in a company and find out if they pay a dividend and how much. So here we have the stock dividend data for Disney, right? Got 1.58% yield. So not only would you be owning the stock, but you'll be owning the stock and you're also getting a 1.58% back to you as an investor if you were to invest in dividends. So a 1.58% dividend yield. And that dividend is paid out of $1.76 semi-annually. So that's twice a year. So they pay, oh Lord, I got to do so much calculations. The dividend is 88 cents per year or 44 cents per quarter, which correlates to $1.76 per share at $1.58%. Now, that percentage, this yield percentage, Monique, it goes up as the price drops because the 44 cents that they're paying stays the same, right? But they are going to. But when the price drops, that means that the dividend yield actually increases in value. It'll go up because it's relative to the price of the stock. Does that make sense? So that's really a quick take on Disney. We got Disney increasing in value. That Q4 annual report is very, very critical for you to take a look at, for you to kind of peruse through and see what you find, because that's the new numbers for Disney. But the real thing is when they report May. That's going to be the biggest thing because that's going to report what has happened through this outbreak and the impact that they had on their financials for the second quarter, for the first quarter, whatever the case may be. But let's just take what we have into consideration. They've been increasing in employees. They've been having employee growth. They have been increasing in sales year after year, increasing in net income year after year. 100-year-old company that's getting money. It has multiple streams of income. They pay a dividend, right? And the value of Disney, from what you say, has not changed at all. The only thing that's changed is the price, which means I'm getting it for pennies on the dollar. And as I keep watching it, we understand that we have a travel ban that's been reported, been submitted by the president for the next 30 days. So with all this information that you have and that you might already have, maybe I just put it into some context for you. Give me your stock watch strategy for Disney.
Well, with the Robinhood app is the main app that I use, so they give alerts and stuff. So all I can do is just watch it. The theme parks appear to be closed as well, so they're not going to be making money through the theme parks. But then they just opened Disney Plus, so that's
what's Disney Plus? Is that their online? What?
Yeah, their streaming service.
Okay.
That just started a few months ago. So when you said they hired more people, it probably has to do with that.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just watch and see, and then.
So here's the thing. So I want to help you with this, right? You're not, and this is for anybody. You're not just watching to watch. You're watching, but you're watching for a specific. I tell people, and this is what I teach people. You're watching, but you're watching for a reason, right? If you're watching just to watch, you'll never buy. You're just watching. Like, it's good to watch. I got a Robinhood app. They send me alerts. I read the stuff. I'm informed. How many of you guys know there's a lot of people that got a lot of information and never take any action? Right? Got a whole bunch. They filled with information. I know Disney. I knew all that. I've been watching it. I got these apps. It was $150. It was below $100. Now it's $97. So you've been watching the watch. That's great. When I say strategy, though, okay, you're going to watch. How long are you going to be watching?
Until I can buy it. I can't buy it today.
Okay, well, no. So now we messing. Okay, I'm gonna watch.
You said that I can do fractional shares, so that.
Well, hold on. Let's go. Hold on. So you're gonna watch it until you can buy. What determines whether you can buy?
Right at this moment, I couldn't buy the whole thing, but I could do fractional, but I have to learn how to do that.
Okay. So Robinhood actually does give you an opportunity to be able to buy fractional shares, right? You can put $5 into Disney if you wanted to through Robinhood. I believe that's an app that allows you to do that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because in the Robinhood, the way they take some of your excess change and they invest it for you.
I don't know.
So it's probably one of those startups just like it. I can look more.
You're right. It's right here. It says introducing fractional shares. It's a new feature.
Okay, so new feature, they got to compete with everybody else. They allow you to buy fractional shares, right? All right. So you say I'm watching it, and you saying to me, now I don't believe this to be true, but maybe I don't know your financial situation. We're talking about $100 and something that you believe in, something that you've been watching for a while right now, and this might not even be the lowest that it'll be. But let's just say you did have the money. I don't know what your financial situation is. I even if you don't have the money. Still, we want to get to the point where we answer this question. I'm watching for what, right? You're watching until I can buy. Well, are you saying that, hey, until I can buy, I'll keep watching, meaning that when I get $100, I'll buy, which then would mean, well, by the time you get $100, it might be $125. Now I got to wait till I get $125 and I'll buy. Then by the time you do that, it might be $150. Then I got to wait till I get $150 and I can buy, right? So when I say I'm watching until I can buy, that doesn't really give us a strategy to implement in order to acquire something that we want. Is this something that you want?
When you have excess money and stuff, and certain bills still have to be paid, you know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
If I had like extra money to play around with, then I would have totally bought it this morning.
Right, got you. But I'm still getting us somewhere. Right? So we want to watch it. And we're watching it for something in particular. We wanted to get to some point. Are you saying to me that, hey, I was watching it, man, at $100, I felt comfortable acquiring some Disney at $100?
Right.
Or are you saying, well, I think it's gonna go lower and I want to get it at 75?
It could possibly go lower. I mean, all this stuff just started, and like I said, the parks are closed.
Right. So give me a number. I need a number from you. You say, man, I'm trying to watch it get to here, and I'm gonna buy, regardless whether you're gonna own a whole share or not. I'm not. That's not pertinent to.
Yeah, because I think about owning the whole share, but like you said, like we just said, knowing that the option for fractional is
Available.
Yeah, then that makes it so I might be more inclined to do that.
Okay. But at what price
to buy more than one?
All right, we can get there. You can build up your portfolio. That's fine. The thing is to get started. But still, the relative question is, at what price do you feel comfortable buying Disney, regardless if it goes up or go down? At what price do you feel like, man, I'm getting great value for the price that I'm paying?
I don't know yet, because it would still depend on what money I have in my account to buy it.
No. You're trying to assess what you have available to the value of something that you see. My question isn't about what you can afford. My question is, at what price, if you had $1 million, it's still the same question. At what price do you find Disney or this asset or this commodity valuable enough for you to buy, regardless of whether you can afford it or not?
It's valuable enough to buy right now.
Okay, so are you saying, hey man, at the prices at $97, man, I'd strike. Okay, good.
I've been looking at it and I'm like, oh, it dipped, so I'm like, I would if I had, I would have bought some up.
So if you had the money right now at the price, if you could afford to right now at the price that it's currently at, you would buy it right now.
Yeah, and then I would have been mad that it dropped lower, but I still would have bought it and held it.
Okay, that's all sentiment. That's all about the feelings of people. Oh, damn. But it's gonna be mad anyway. I'm mad that I didn't get it at this price and it went up. I'm mad that I got it and it went down. I could have got it for less. That's all relative, right? So Monique, now knowing that, you're saying, hey, I find relative value. I find it a great price right now where it is at $97 or whatever. I feel like it's at a discount. I'm a big believer in it. I get some of this dividend that comes with Disney. And now knowing that we have now introduced to us fractional share building through the app that you're currently using, Robinhood, and I'll do a review of Robinhood in an upcoming show. Of course, you guys can ask your questions and stuff like that. I try to craft shows around your question. So we'll take a look at Robinhood since that came up. Now that you know you can do fractional shares, right? Are you going to put some money on it today?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. $5, $10, nothing like that, huh?
Probably not.
Okay. So what's the hesitation?
I got to get paid again.
Responsibilities? Okay. Gotcha. But here's the cool thing. The cool thing is that we have, because of the travel or the parks or whatever, we have the indication that more than likely it's going to either hold where it's at or it's going to go down even further to be able to give you some even more greater value or a better price at the value that you foresee for Disney. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Absolutely. So you see how this like you kind of read through this stuff and kind of looking at this stuff. It's like, man, I can understand this. This can start to make a little bit more sense. It's not as pie in the sky complicated as it may seem when we have all the talking heads on Wall Street and all these fixtures and all this stuff moving around and all these tickers going by. It really is not that complicated. Right? Let's see what they say in the comments, man. Look at this. Disney also owns Disney 2058 also owns ESPN. Robinhood is slow on their prices. I use Yahoo Finance also, multiple streams of income. Can't put all your eggs in one basket. Good morning to you, Ms. Kinata. I probably will put some money on Disney today. Look at that. I'm working on not living. Okay, let me have first. So was this helpful?
Yeah.
Huh? What'd you like about the show today? I know we run a little bit late on time. We'll start closing this thing.
Well, I didn't know about dividends and stuff. It was more educational. Like I know I'll get something in my head and I'll do my research, but there's still parts of it that I don't understand about the whole process. And like I said, if I see the value in it and it's on sale, like you said, and then I'll be like, oh, let me get this, But just Disney's a good opportunity right now, based on what's going on, and like I said, if I could buy it, I would buy some whole shares, but not right now.
Gotcha. So in your mind, you're like, I want to get a whole share. I mean, I got to get a whole piece of the pie. If I'm gonna get it, I want to get the whole thing. All right, I get it. And I don't try to change people. How people think is how people think. You do have an opportunity through your app to be able to build up to a whole share.
Which I don't know how to do that yet, so that would take me to go through that.
Yeah, that's not. It's easier than you think, but I can also show you how to do that. But just so now you know that the option is there. If you're on the show, there wasn't even a conversation. It's like I tell people sometimes we just bringing it to your awareness, and now you're aware and you looked up, boom, that's how God works. Like, look how God works. You are so fast.
And I have Cash App too, and I know you said it can be done on there, but most of my stuff is on Robinhood.
Yeah, they all, I think that they are all similar in nature. There's some differences between apps, but Cash App, Robinhood, I don't really. They're all starter apps to me. So absolutely phenomenal. I can't buy fractional shares with my main brokerage account. I have to buy a whole share. So and I understand that thinking process. Like, I want to get a whole piece of the pie.
I have a mirror trade too. I just use it to observe. I haven't bought anything on it.
Right, gotcha. But there's the other side that for people who are just getting in, who just want to, get some type of exposure, saying, you know what, I never tried this before. Let me just see what happens with $10. So, you know what I'm saying? I appeal to many thought processes as it relates to how people think when it comes to their money. So I get it. I get exactly what you're saying, and it works either way. The main thing is that understanding value, understanding connecting price to value, and seeing the whole kind of picture, or as clear of a picture as you can see before you make a financial decision. And we just happened to look at something that you were interested in today, and I hope we brought great value to our audience that joined us here today on the Financial Education Station, the Money and Power Show. In the comments below, beautiful people, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. We don't do this just to do this. We do this to make a difference, and hopefully we made a difference in your financial life here today. Ms. Monique, it's been a pleasure, and I would really appreciate you taking the time to come on with us here today, ask some great questions, gave some great content. We looked at Disney. I mean, we put in some work this morning, girl. We
started to do another one on crypto.
Yeah, we're gonna do another. Absolutely, we're gonna do another one on crypto, man. Hey, this is your opportunity to share with the people, man. You got any last words for the people? You got anything going on? People can follow you if you want them to follow you. Talk to the people a little bit about the Arrington Enterprises.
I don't have an enterprise yet, but that would be a good thing. No, I don't have much to say. Thank you guys for being here and watching and your contributions, because I did learn from you guys too.
Short and sweet. All right, fantastic, man. Well, hey, beautiful people, let me catch up on these comments, then we'll start to wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate you guys being with us a little bit lengthy today, but I think it was worth us taking the time to do that. Let me go and download this Robinhood app. That's right, man. Since I was on the Robinhood app, I need more information on the dividend so I can understand it a little bit better. Okay, make sure you inbox me a little bit about the dividend. I can craft a show that talks more about the dividend, breaking that down, what that is. If you guys don't understand, I don't have a problem doing that. Make sure you inbox me, man, ERGJ Enterprises, so that I can, I check my inbox to be able to craft shows as well. Again, Miss Monique, thanks so much for joining. I know we're going to be doing some more shows together. I've got cryptocurrency we got to talk about. That'll probably be in 2 weeks. We may do a special presentation here for it. We could do one also for Black Space. Tonight, Black Space, guys, again, if you haven't joined that group, join that group. Black Space will be doing a presentation on Forex tonight, I believe at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find it on ERGJ TV on Facebook as well. So that's going to be an introduction into Forex. So this, guys, has been the Money and Power Show, and we absolutely hope that you got great value out of it with the New Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ. Again, Ms. Monique has been with us here today. Hopefully she'll be back for a future episode. And I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there in the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.